More money, more time off, and your input are 3 ways I believe we can have a successful integrative motivational program. Let's find out how. I first want to thank you all for your time today. I really appreciate it. I also want to thank you for filling out the survey about the 6 components of the integrative motivation theory. I really appreciate your time and effort that you put into it. Just to give a little review, the integrative motivation program puts emphasis on employees' performance and their job satisfaction equally. We will take a look at a step-by-step program for creating an integrative motivation program. My goal as the manager is to make sure you all as employees can be both high performers and personally satisfied at the end of your workday. Today I'm going to introduce each of the 6 elements of the program that you had a chance to give me your input on. Then we will evaluate how you all responded to each of the elements, and lastly, I will give my 3 recommendations on how we will change the job in response to your input. The first element of the program is for me to establish moderately difficult goals that are understood and accepted by you all as employees. Your response to the question of do you understand and accept your performance expectation was that you feel as if you know the expectations we hold for you as an employee. Keeping our ocean recordable rate low is an important goal that all of the training we require makes that goal much more obtainable. Just to refresh anyone's memory, the ocean recordable rate is for every 200,000 man-hours worked, we record how many people got hurt or died, etc. With these trainings, you all mentioned that you feel as if you're trained properly to obtain this goal. The second element of the program is to remove personal and organizational obstacles to performance. Your response to the question I asked of do you feel it is possible to achieve this goal or expectation was that with all of the safety training you receive, you believe the goal is very attainable. Being evaluated every year, like I said, and our drive to keep our ocean recordable rates low is a goal that each of the employees thrive to achieve. With our daily safety meetings, yearly training, and feedback, it makes achieving our goal much more reachable. I'm very happy with the outcome of these 2 elements. It makes me very excited that you all know your goals and your expectations and you follow it, and that's very promising to hear. The third element is that I use rewards and disciplines appropriately to extinguish unacceptable behavior and encourage exceptional performance. You responded to the question of do you feel that being a high performer is more rewarding than being a low or average performer. You said that if it is more rewarding, of course, because having a high performer results in less injuries and fatalities. However, you do believe that there should be higher incentives to motivate people. We do have an incentive program, however, I do not feel as if it is well known or very effective in result to us not making it very well known to you all. I will touch more on that when I tell you all my 3 recommendations later on in the presentation. The fourth element is for me to provide salient internal and external incentives. I asked, do you feel the rewards used to encourage high performance are worth the effort? And you responded that this element was being satisfied, and if you replied that they are somewhat effective, but they do not make much of a difference to you all. The increase in raise is so minimal that it does not make much of a difference if you get it or if you don't. Being a high performer is much easier when there are things to look forward to possibly achieve. I can definitely see the frustration that may be had in this area, and I will dive a little deeper into how I think we can fix this later on in the presentation. Element 5 is that managers distribute rewards fairly. I asked you in the survey if you felt that work-related benefits were being distributed fairly, and you said no. I can see the frustration here because for me, being a salary worker, I experienced the same frustration as you. However, with much discussion and work, I was able to come up with a possible recommendation for us that I will discuss in a moment. And finally, element 6 is in reference to giving honest feedback on performance and rewards in a timely, accurate manner. I asked you if you knew where you stand in terms of current performance and long-term opportunities, and you said you feel as if there really are no rewards for you all. As previously mentioned, salary workers have no term opportunities in comparison to union workers, and that makes it difficult to stay motivated. Like I said, I'm just as frustrated as you guys with this. So In addition, you all mentioned that the feedback on performance is not always as timely and specific as some employees seem to have wanted, according to the surveys. According to the survey, I identified a few issues that are hindering morale amongst employees. I realize that incentives are not much of something to look forward to, and I feel as if we could come up with something better to boost motivation and to reward our high-performance employees. Also, feedback is not timely enough to inform employees how well they are performing. When you perform a task well, you should be given positive feedback so that you know this behavior is positive. However, when a task is not performed to the best of your ability, I believe that constructive feedback is very effective and helps to build strong employees. Based off of these issues, I have come up with these 3 recommendations I hope will make for a successful motivational program. The first one is I want to give better incentives for when we make money, for example, like a profit share. So things such as turning off the lights and preserving material, not wasting it, things like that that give us more money. I want to be able to give you guys more money. The more we make, the more you make. And I think that this would be very beneficial because it's an incentive that people can actually look forward to when performing their tasks on a daily job. Another one is training and team building to bring the employees together to make workdays much more effective. We work in a very stressful environment, and I can definitely see that with the safety stress that's put on us. It's a difficult job. And I think with more training and team building, I think bringing us all together outside of the workplace would be very beneficial because it'll boost the employee morale and the company morale overall. And I think it could be very effective in having a promising workday each and every day. The last is that I want to encourage employee involvement and let them have a word in how your job is done. Also, feedback. I really want to stress on this. As seen in the surveys, you guys just seem to have not felt like we were giving you enough feedback, and I want to really fix this. Whether you want weekly feedback or if you feel as if you can do like a quarterly, whichever works. I want to work around you all individually because I know everybody's different. So I think that we should sit down individually and meet and see what works best for you all. And so we can kind of get together and start doing these feedback program a lot better than what we have been doing as managers. So just to go over a little overview of the presentation, is I introduced each element of the program and we looked at how you responded to each of the elements. Then I gave my 3 recommendations based off of the issues I collected throughout the surveys you all responded to. You guys all know what happened in the past situation where an employee did come in and threaten other employees, and the way you all reacted and handled the situation was extremely amazing. And I could just tell that based off of the training we've given you, you handled it very well. And I want to see more and more of the results in this situation if that were to ever come. This type of the great what you guys had done, I mean, it was amazing. And I think that based off of that training, I could really see it helping. Like I said at the beginning, my goal is for all of you to be high performers, but also be very highly satisfied employees. And I believe that with these recommendations and changes, we can definitely achieve this goal. Thank you so much for your time, and I really appreciate it. If you have any questions, please do not fret to ask. Thank you.